Hi, I want 10 loaves of bread. Do you want today's or yesterday's bread? Today's for sure. Today's costs 10 reais, yesterday's costs 5 reais. Wow, and what about last week's? It's $2.50 perfect, that's my choice. The bread is rock hard. But the poorer you are, the less right you have to choose. In this case, quantity trumps quality. I'm late for the van. What's the fare? Sitting costs 50 reais, standing is 25 reais, and hanging onto the tire is only 5 reais. Wow, put my hand on the tire because I'm going right now. Woohoo, everything's spinning. The price of poverty is steep. The underprivileged are forced to make undesirable choices daily. But it ends up being a way. When a poor person is out on the street and gets hungry, the first thing they think about isn't what they're going to eat, but rather what's the cheapest option. When a wealthy person gets hungry, they seek out the finest restaurant in the area and purposely order the priciest dish on the menu, even if it tastes terrible. So, sir, what would you like? What's the most expensive dish here? Our most expensive dish, sir, is capybara dung fritters sprinkled with Angolan flies. Did you say capybara dung? Yes, sir. But this is the most expensive dish, isn't it? Exactly. Bring 2 then, and wrap 1 to go. The rich aren't concerned with filling their stomachs, but with showing off and making an impression. That's why the rich always have small portions on their plates. Now, when a poor person gets hungry, the first thing he looks for is a street vendor, selling coccinha, pastel, or churros. He ends up buying that old soggy coccinha fried hours ago, with a cup of sugarcane juice, right? Sugarcane is just so good. For the poor, what matters is filling their stomachs at the lowest cost. When you're poor, you're treated differently. When you enter a store, the salesperson will first check if you have money. If you're the famous "I'm just looking," the salesperson will completely ignore you. But if you're rich, my friend, the salesperson can smell the money and they'll immediately offer you some coffee. Ask if you want a little bread with cheese while sitting in an armchair. Hello, sir, do you need any help? No thanks, I'm just browsing. Another guy will likely make things dirty by touching everything with unclean hands. Alright, sir, if you need anything, just call me. My name is Jurema. Alright, Jurema. The microwave fell on my foot. Help, Jurema! Jurema! Jurema? The poor are treated poorly, while the rich are greeted with respect and offers of assistance. At the moment, I'm checking product quality. Money, money, money. Care for some coffee, sir? No, thank you. Would you like a shoulder massage while you choose, sir? No, thank you. But if you'd like, I can wash your car while you choose. I can also babysit your kids if you have any. Ah, and if you don't have anyone to sleep with tonight, I'm available, sir. What? The wealthy receive preferential treatment everywhere, except perhaps in impoverished neighborhoods. Because if a rich person goes in there, they'll even steal the skin off his back. The poor have an advantage. Their most valuable possession is their life. It's not worth it for thieves to steal their phone. Because it's not worth it for him to take a phone with a broken screen that's expensive to fix. A cracked phone screen is almost like a trademark of being poor. It's one of the hardest things for a poor person to avoid. Rich people don't have problems with their phone screens because they have Gorilla Glass technology. I don't know what version. The phone is almost bulletproof. And poor people pay the price even in the school lunch. Did you know that even in public schools there are those who are a bit richer? Not really rich though. Because if they were, they wouldn't be in a public school, right? But it's the classic case of the poor and arrogant who, instead of eating the school lunch like everyone else, manages to bring money to buy his own snack at the school shop. The guy who bought snacks at the school shop was seen as rich by everyone, even if it was just a big bag of popcorn. Meanwhile, the poor guy who doesn't have a cent to buy his own snack has to settle for the school lunch. God forbid it's made with such bad taste that it makes sense the school bathrooms are always clogged with crap. The diarrhea it causes is severe. Do you have the iPhone 13? Yes, we do. But the iPhone 3 is on sale. Aren't you interested? That's nice, but I wanted to see the 13. Are you sure? The 13 is expensive. I wanted the iPhone 13, but we also have the iPhone 10. That price is already out of your reality, but more affordable than the 13. Do you think I'm broke? I don't need to steal, you know. I worked, saved up money, and I want the iPhone 13. Wow, forgive me, sir. All right, here's the iPhone 13. Are you going to pay in cash or by card? I'm going to pay with a bullet. Now hand over that iPhone. Come on, lady. Oh my God, it's a robbery, right? The poor face mistreatment wherever they go. If you're enjoying this video, please leave a like below. Each like is a piece of bread for me to eat in the morning. Help, they took everything I had. Oh my God, what did they steal from you? My 2 reais that my mom gave me to buy bread. This world is so cruel. Last week I lost 250. Now you want to see bad luck? It's when a person is already poor and still gets robbed. I'm not defending stealing, because a thief deserves severe punishment in public. But the unlucky guy, when he goes to steal, at least steal from someone who has a lot of money to recover what they lost. The person is penniless, yet they purchase a cell phone on an installment plan that lasts a lifetime. 2 thieves on a motorcycle steal the man's cell phone. The unfortunate victim must continue paying for the stolen phone. That's incredibly cruel. I can't decide which part is the worst. If it's the thieves who steal in person, or the ones in suits and ties who steal from millions of people at once, right? Honestly, you can't protect yourself from them, can you? To be poor, you must adhere to specific norms that all poor people follow. I'm not going to be repetitive here and talk about the nail in the flip-flop or the campaign t-shirts. To be truly poor, you must have just 1 pair of flip-flops, always on the verge of breaking. Why would a poor person spend money on 2 pairs of flip-flops for nothing? Only buys another one when the previous one is no good anymore. And I only buy my clothes at Mundo Des store. Here I express my indignation. The store's name is Mundo Des, but when you get there, the clothes are 15, 20 rays. That's just a scam, you know? I want discounted clothes. Are you crazy? You go to the mall and a shirt is 70 rays? If I go to the market, I can buy 10 shirts for the same price. The material is bad, I can't deny that. But at least you have 10 shirts instead of 1. Man, how much are these shirts? Well, boss, 1 is 10, 2 is 18, and 3 is 25. If you give me 4 for $30, I'll buy them. Then they're yours, boss. And if you think that just because he's poor, the poor spend less, you're very mistaken. Poor people have more kids to support than the rich. Nowadays, if you go to the market with 100 reais, you won't return with a full cart. The mall was made with the rich in mind. After all, it's full of stores with all kinds of things. But what you see most in malls is poor people. The mall has become the main hangout spot for the poor. They don't have money to buy anything. But that's what you call just looking around. Even me, when I go to the mall, at most I buy a milkshake. Are you crazy? One time I asked how much a cup cost, and the lady told me it was 40 reais for just 1 cup. My friend, I buy a glass cup with tomato sauce, and it's way cheaper. It's the perfect cost benefit. You get the glass cup and you still get the tomato sauce. Hand everything over. This is a robbery. Calm down, please, don't shoot. Hand over your wallet. Here it is, here it is. Huh, there's no money at all? I know, and this watch? Hand it over to me. Here, you can take it. Hey, but this watch isn't working. I forgot I was wearing it in the shower and it broke. And those Adidas shoes, they're fake. It says Adidas. Is this shirt worth anything? I got it from my cousin because it didn't fit him anymore. You're worse off than I am. Do you want to go steal but I don't? What? When you're wealthy, even if you're arrested for wrongdoing, your cell has a television and sometimes even Wi-Fi and video games. Remember, some free people lack basic necessities. If a poor person commits a crime and gets arrested, the consequences are severe. You're in a tough spot. Being arrested while poor is really unfortunate. Being poor is having to eat cake with melted guava paste filling, waiting to get a present on your birthday, and instead of getting toys, you get your cousin's old clothes. It's going to buy salami at the market, seeing the toy car on the shelf, and not being able to take it. After a challenging college journey, a poor graduate may struggle to find a job and resort to becoming a bus driver. On the other hand, even without a degree, a rich person can get a good job because his father has several business owner friends. Now, the only good thing about being poor is that even without much money, the poor eat much better than the rich. Can you believe that? The rich are picky, eating sugar-free cake and gluten-free stuff, but the poor don't care about any of that. In the poor man's soup, he almost puts his pets in it. Have you seen how much stuff goes into a poor man's soup? The poor beat the rich with hot dogs. The rich man's version is just a sausage in a bun called a hot dog. But the poor man's isn't like that. It's got the bun, beef, chicken, sausage, shoestring potatoes, and vegetables. In just one sandwich, you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Television is the sole entertainment for the poor, forcing them to watch all the programming until the desired movie airs in the afternoon. And here's the thing, He's watched this movie over 10 times because the afternoon movie slot only shows reruns. The Blue Lagoon is practically green from how often it's been on television. The rich barely watch television channels. They have Netflix and Amazon Prime, so they can watch exactly what they want. Only new releases, no reruns. The wealthy can pay extra to watch movies before their theatrical release. Imagine that. The poor can't afford movies. Today I'll ace that job interview. So you're interested in working here? Yes, sir, no doubt. My dream has always been to work here. Great, but do you already know what the company's requirements are? No, sir. At this place, wearing a suit, tie, and fancy shoes is mandatory. Also, avoid arriving via inexpensive transportation. You can only park here if you have a Ferrari or a Porsche. I'm screwed. If I had a suit and a Ferrari, I wouldn't work in this dump. Forget it. I don't want this job. The secret word to comment is I'm poor. Everyone who comments that gets a heart. I prepared 2 other videos for you, so click on one to watch. Thanks. See you next time. Bye.